It's gonna be Kang, please.
I swear to God, if it's just another version of Loki, I'm gonna cry.
Loki, because of how pissed off I'd be.
If this series does not have a good ending, Marvel's just not good at ending TV
Marvel just can't do
shows.
finale. Like, the only half-season finale so far is the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and even that was like, eh.
What's up, guys? Welcome to MTV Cribs.
Look at the MTV Cribs. Welcome to this dark
Oh God!
No! That's kind of funny.
Loki.
I'm like 80% sure that that's actually the actor who they got for Kang. And by the end of this episode, they'll just reveal that he's Kang.
Right, like they confirmed him as Kang in Quantumania.
Yeah, they like, we know Kang is coming, so like, if this is the actor, then yeah, this is Kang.
Ohio exists?
No way! No, I believe that Ohio exists. If they put Wyoming, though, you know, I'm kind of not believing the show anymore. Are they selling those at Marvel Land? So if they are, that'd be sick.
It'll be cool to get those at Avengers Campus.
Yeah.
Like, it's like getting a lightsaber at Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, except this one could put someone to an alternate reality.
Exactly. Oh my God!
They did! They did it! They did the thing!
Narcissistic twins.
What? Why?
Wait, who spawned that?
You gave him happiness and took him away!
What? Look at the timeline.
It's branching, boys. We branching.
There's branching coming from branches. Oh. It's the outfit too.
Oh! 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 No shot. Oh!
What?
Hey, he's in there. Hey, he's in there. Hey, he's in there.
My God, what? And that's all we get.
No way. That's sick. Nah. Good on Marvel. They did it. They did it.
They made a good finale.
They made a good finale.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Forrese's Commentary. This is episode 8, and today we'll be covering about the Loki series on Disney+. The finale just came out for us today, and wow, this is Marvel's best TV show finale so far.
Oh my God, it's so good.
We had WandaVision, and it was kind of
weak.
It was weak for the most part, to say the least. And we found the Falcon and Winter Soldier finale a little bit better, but still kind of lacking.
It had stuff that we needed, and we were like, oh wow, a new movie's coming. Wow, very cool. US Agent was very cool. But then, you reach Loki. The pinnacle of how to end a show. To prepare you for something better.
And not to mention that this is also the only show so far that has been confirmed for a season 2, while WandaVision and the Falcon and Winter Soldier will only have one season. They're little short anthologies.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, they're both getting basically their next movies coming within the next 5 years.
With WandaVision getting Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and the Falcon and Winter Soldier, we're getting a new Captain America movie, Captain America 4.
Yep.
But with Loki, well, this show has basically set up a lot of the future for the MCU, especially with the multiverse.
Guys, we didn't get Mephisto'd. We didn't get Ralph Bonered. We did it, boys. We made it out of the show with our arms and legs not torn off.
Yeah.
Same can't be said for President Loki, though. Rest in peace, his arm. Crocodile Loki got his ass.
Even from the trailers in the first place, I feel like they were kind of hyping up President Loki too much.
I still think he just looks cool. I just always like the look of, even from the comics, even before this was Loki was a thing. I always thought the look of President Loki was sick. So I mean,
yeah, it was just a little underused, just in like a lot of the promotion, you will see a lot of like President Loki stuff, but like he was barely in it for like just
Yeah.
one scene.
Well, see, but
Like
that's the
Don
thing.
Cheadle getting an Emmy nomination for one scene in the Falcon.
Yeah.
and Winter Soldier.
I don't know how that happened, but you know what? It's probably just them trying to, like, make up. Don Cheadle was literally in the show for 4 minutes. Does that mean, right, guys, hear me out. Does that mean that classic Loki could get a nomination? Because, oh my god, Richard E. Grant's performance. So amazing. We'll get into that when we get to episode 5, but we're going to use our normal formula for this kind of show, guys. We're going to make sure to go from episode 1 to episode 6, talking about all the things we felt, how we think that they fit well, and talking about, like, why this show managed to be the best show conceptually to get a season 2 and just the best Marvel show so far. Because I'm being brutally honest, guys. With WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, there were episodes where we straight up went, that was a garbage episode. I don't want to watch this again. With this show, it is just hits on hits on hits. With some downtime, but that's any show. You're going to need downtime to fill it in. Yeah, you got to fill in time. So, but like, it was with like, okay, so I'll bring up the examples, right? So if I go to Marvel, right? If I go to Marvel and look at the episodes. So where's WandaVision? Where's our little buddy WandaVision? Because with WandaVision, there were, I want to say 2 episodes that felt a bit low. See, episode 1 was great. Episode 2 was great. We get to the sort of like human stuff that was still good, but it gets slow in the end. In the end, you're sort of on a track to, okay, well then we could just reach the ending, talk about Agatha, and that's all we needed. But it was great. Overall, it was great, I mean, the ending was the only real big downtime. Now, with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it's a lot more downtime, including an entire episode. One of them was literally just an episode of downtime, and that kind of is not what you want in a show about
the episode before the finale. Like half of the episode was like, no, John Walker is not gonna be Captain America anymore, and then like the rest of the episode
boat
is
now.
Like, them working on the boat.
It's like, oh my god, there's a killer on the loose. Let's make a boat that is not used. It would have been really cool if they used it, but now it's just a boat in the MCU.
Yeah,
guys, hear me out. Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the movie, right? They go out to sea and fight Namor. Hire me, Marvel. Come on. Let's start it off. Episode 1, Glorious Purpose, 52 minutes long. Amazing start. Honestly, hooked me straight away. It was just such a good introduction because, for one, they don't go into any of the time things. All right, that takes till episode 2. This episode is purely about Loki's psyche and like just introducing us to the TVA, which is what we need, and is what Falcon and the Winter Soldier did wrong in their first episode. Well, not wrong. I still think the first episode was good. Introducing us to the 2 characters slowly.
Yeah, and like the first episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier, we see like how the Falcon is doing on his own little thing, and then the other side we get to see what Bucky Barnes is up to.
Yeah, and I thought that was just...
It's like a fair play going on in episode 1.
It was a good intro. That's how you do the intro. You set him up. For Loki, they kind of go, okay, we know you're gonna see all this wacky stuff, all right? You're gonna see alternate timelines. How about we don't do that for you yet? And instead we show you, all right, well, look, this is Mobius. Here's your new favorite character. Here's what Loki's gonna go through. Remember, this is still 2012 Loki. And you gotta keep remembering that through the show. Because in the single episode, Loki has gone through the rest of his life after the Avengers. He has seen all of his life within the span of 30 minutes.
Right.
So, in the time that we spent for like a whole decade looking at Loki just saw it on like 30 minutes, and now this is his life now. Now he has to go on with the realization that he's dead. He's going to die. He killed his mom. He killed thousands. It's all his fault. So now he has to deal with that realization. And even when he tries to escape... okay, we gotta go through this episode one by one, because this episode has so much good stuff in it.
Yeah, it's just a very good introduction, and like they're basically saying, hey, this may get a little confusing. So here's a little recap of what version this Loki is. Okay, this is the 2012 Loki. He's from the original Avengers movie. So he comes in, starts the series, Then we get introduced to TVA and the rules and how the
Mhm.
universe has worked the whole time with the sacred timeline.
And it's sick
And-
because either way, like the moment we meet the TVA, there is already that feeling of like this is like a trip. Because there is just no explanation for them. They kind of just are like, okay, yeah, there's a sacred timeline that you have to follow. You messed it up. How did you mess it up? We're not going to tell you. Just know that you messed it up. And then it's weird because in
and
this
then
episode,
we prune you.
yeah, and then you die because you're wrong. Loki brings up in the episode when they put him on trial that he actually was able to tell that Tony Stark was there, which is kind of sick. Like to think about in that universe that Loki could have gone the rest of his life and been like, oh, that's just two Tonys. Okay, so it was kind of cool to like they point out something that like Loki can be self-aware a lot. So it's just cool to think that Loki's like, yep, I knew that was happening. They were messing with the timeline. Why couldn't I do it? And then they're like, no, that was supposed to happen. And he's like, what the?
But yeah, nearing the end of the first episode, I don't know if this was other people's like thoughts nearing the end, but this was for me. Like I always thought like Loki was gonna like join the TVA and help them out, like stop branching timelines. But no, he is there to stop another Loki. Who could that be?
Who could it be? Who could it be, boys? It could be anyone. It could be a crocodile. It's probably a crocodile. The Infinity Stones thing.
Oh,
Guys, Loki is shown about 20 Infinity Stones in a singular box. And after that, he's gone. Loki is completely gone after that point. He is just on a downward spiral until he meets Mobius. And he's like, hey, buddy, look, you gotta kill yourself. He's like, huh? Sorry. I meant you gotta kill a version of yourself. Oh, okay, thank you. That explains it. Now we got the variant. Hey, what a good episode. Oh my god.
the episode begins with the mysterious figure, which we assume is the variant of Loki, and basically trying to kill off a bunch of TVA agents from resetting the timeline. And we get in the soundtrack, what's it called? I Need a Hero. Yeah, that's what it's called. I blanked on that.
Oh yeah, I Need a Hero was sick. I think it's funny because like I think the announcer goes, "Will they need a hero to save them?" And then it plays the song and it's sick. God, what a good
at first like it felt off to me, but I can see like why people would like it. It's just that it fits so much better in that scene from Shrek 2.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of where everybody was like, "Hey, that's that one scene, Shrek 2." I like that movie.
I like
that.
that
Oh, that's right. What else? Oh yeah, so immediately after that we get everyone's favorite Mobius scene: jet ski. Wow,
Jet ski.
I want a jet ski. Okay, I want a jet ski. And then we never get to see that, which makes me very sad. We'll never see Owen Wilson and his jet ski. It would have been really funny if Owen Wilson had like a jet ski in the back of the car and he's like, "Loki, look, I got a jet ski." And Loki's like, "Yeah, we're gonna die, Mobius." And he's like, "Oh, but I got a jet ski."
I got jet ski.
God, that would have been so stupid but so funny. God, Owen Wilson, by the way, guys, he made me a joke of an actor, but oh my god, was he one of the best parts of this show. Like, wow. We need more Owen Wilson in our life.
We need
And
more
just don't
Owen
really-
Wilson.
And we need more people like Owen Wilson, man. Who are just there for their jet skis and shit, you know?
Yeah.
Let's see, what else happened? Oh, they take Loki on a mission, and then Owen Wilson's like, alright, start reading paper. And then Loki literally manages to break the TVA within this episode. And it's like, hey, they're hiding in like these little time spots. And they're like, huh? We don't believe you. And Mobius is like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
You're a
But
trickster, I believe you.
It's what basically in a little exclamation, natural disasters happen, they're gonna happen. And so what Loki figures out is whatever you do, it's not gonna affect the natural disaster happening, and ends up killing people. And that's basically how it goes. No variance energy happens. Like with, and so we see the scene play out, and where they're in Pompeii, I'm pretty sure. Pompeii.
You not remember the classic song? Oh.
So Loki interacts with the people, but it doesn't change much because the natural disaster is still gonna happen and then kill all of those people. It's not like him interacting with the people is gonna stop that natural disaster from happening. That's why no variance energy appears. And so that's how they figure it out, that the other variant of Loki is hiding in a natural disaster event.
So they're like, hey, this is a natural disaster. Let's go to Roxxon card, which is kind of sick, kind of like an in-depth like multiverse thing where they're like, man, what if like Mr. Rocks guy just owned the world? And they're like, yeah, okay. So then Sylvie just takes over like 8 people in this episode. Oh, and then we find out who Sylvie is, and we're like, whoa, woman, Loki.
Whoa, woman.
And then one of the coolest things happened in this show. Sylvie's like, oh, I already won. And it just unloads miniature bombs into the timeline. And the episode ends. Like, if you were watching that episode, like, the hour that it came out, you are sitting there like, I have to wait 7 days to see what just happened. And that's, I think, the best part about Loki. Every episode left you with, wait, why did it end? Keep going.
But we don't actually like get to see like how they were struggling to restore the sacred timeline with a bunch of branches going on. It just kind of leaves to be forgotten about, which I'm kind of a little...
Yeah, they kind of just go, oh my god, our timeline's gonna be destroyed. Alright, so moving on. We only need to go to one timeline, it's fine.
And so we get to episode 3, in which we kind of get into more like the slow down Marvel writing that has been seen.
Yeah, I mean,
with the past shows and some movies. It's just more slower pace, and it's just
like, don't get us wrong. This episode is purely to like fuel Loki and Sylvie's relationship, and I don't mind that. But there's just something about this episode that feels like every scene takes about 4 minutes to explain and then happen. So like them getting onto the train, they're like, oh, there's a train, let's take the train. Let's walk to the train. Then we get to the train. Then let's figure out how to get onto the train. Then we get onto the train. And I think when they get onto the train, that's like the most fun scene because it's just like Loki and Sylvie just like
when they're actually on the train, we get to see some good interaction.
Yeah, that's cool. Like, this is like happy Loki. Let's be honest, guys. We don't see much of happy Loki unless it's this series or Thor Ragnarok, which is depressing.
Yeah.
Give Loki some happiness, boys. But I think the ending though was very solid, in which they left us with, hey, these guys will die. That's it. That's what they left us with, and we're like, huh? That's what we're supposed to remember.
Like gearing up to the end, they're getting to like the rocket ship, which would help them escape the moon crashing onto Lamentis. But we like gearing up to that, like, oh, they're gonna make it. They're gonna make it.
Nope. They're gonna make it. They're doing great. Oh, and we're dead. GG, boys. It was a fun ride.
Ride. We're gonna. I
like these characters a lot, but sometimes you gotta let it go. Yeah.
Well, that's basically all of episode 3. We actually don't get to see much TVA stuff going on in that episode. So
yeah, it's like we said, it's every show, and I firmly believe that this will happen for every show in Marvel. We're gonna always get the slow episodes where it's like, oh, we gotta do this so we can get to this. But because of that episode, we can get to this episode, and we're like, oh my god, that's a really good episode. So for every good episode, we gotta get at least 1 or 2 slow episodes, which is accepting,
And like going back to WandaVision, the episode before the finale, like that was a slow episode, but it was a more interesting slow episode because we got to learn more about Wanda and who she is as a character and how she got her abilities and her trauma. So it was a bit more interesting.
It was a bit more like, oh, okay, I'll watch this and enjoy it.
The finale.
Yeah.
The Falcon and Winter Soldier on the hand. Killer on the loose. Let's work on the boat.
Yup. Why would they do that? I mean, like, sure, they're buddies and buddies. But if we could use the same analogy for Loki and WandaVision, they could have just went, oh, let's have Agatha and Wanda sit on a sit on a house and talk for an entire episode. That's just not how you form an episode. Or for Loki, let's do Lamentis, but we don't forward the story at all. Let's pause in the middle of a devastation. It just doesn't make sense in the idea of the show. That's the problem with those type of episodes for these kind of shows.
Right.
There's multiversal or I guess for talking in the Winter Soldier's case, the world is going to die due to the fact that this is on the loose. Anyways, let's move on. That's it. That's all they do. And it just doesn't make sense. But you know what, Lamentis, for being the slow episode of Loki, it's still a good episode, and it's still fine conceptually. But yeah, that's the thoughts on literally episode 3. Now to episode 4. They destroy the timeline. How do you continue like that? Seriously, the show goes from slow episode to probably the biggest episode. It is insane how good this last episode is, leading up to the pre-finale. The pre-finale is also amazing. How? How do you make a show this good? Anyways, yeah, Nick, go ahead.
So we get to the beginning of Loki and Sylvie, just enjoying their last moments on Lamentis, and we get to see a very intimate scene of they're holding hands. It's a nice moment.
We're gonna die. Might as well let them hit.
But then at the same time, the TVA is looking for Loki and Sylvie, and they just had to ruin the moment and then bring them back.
They just had to, we were about to get probably one of the greatest scenes in Marvel cinema. And look at them. They cucked Loki. They cucked Loki. That's what happened in this episode.
Come
they
on.
Cucked Loki.
He's just trying to get with his gender bent version.
Let him hit, bro.
Let him hit.
That's all the episode is yeah, no, that's it. That's the rest of the episode. Moving on. Next episode. Come on.
Well,
that's not exactly.
That's not exactly the entire episode. Kind of a bit with the episode is Ravonna, Renslayer, and Mobius trying to figure out what Loki and Sylvie's Nexus event was to be able to detect them and bring them back. So that was part of the episode. But the other part of the episode is where Loki is kind of having another existential crisis. He's basically imprisoned in this in a little time loop with who did they bring back? I forgot her name.
The C20 girl, the one that
Sif. I think it was Sif, her name.
Oh, Sif, yeah, and that in the little time loop. Yeah, it was Sif. Yeah, that's cool to see her back.
Yeah, so they brought her back, and then basically Loki's I know I'm such a terrible person. Please stop. Sort of. That goes like that.
And we're it's okay, man. We accept you. You did kill millions and stuff, but that's fine. You're very hot, so it's fine. Hot people are allowed to get away with these kind of things.
But also, what we gotta mention is that Sylvie told Loki, hey, I enchanted this TVA agent, and she seems to be a variant from Earth. And then what? No way.
Everybody's hey, yo? Wait a minute.
All the TVA agents are variants of other people from the sacred timeline. And so, that's kind of crazy.
The concept in its own is really cool because you're oh, okay, well, all these people didn't have normal lives due to the first episode saying, hey, these people didn't live. Don't worry about them. And we're oh, okay. And then they're never mind, these people had lives and you're looking at them being tortured. And we're oh, never mind then.
Yep. And so Loki is trying to convince Mobius, but then Mobius gives in, all right, fine, I'll trust you, even though you're Loki and you lie.
Even though you've literally backstabbed me 3 times so far, it's fine, I believe you.
And so Loki got my names mixed up. Mobius frees Loki from the little time loop prison, but then Ravonna's what are you doing, Mobius?
What you doing, bro? And he's hey, yo, babe. It's not what it looks like. It's not what it looks like, babe.
And then, literally, this was a very sad moment when I was watching it. Mobius getting pruned, I was no, he's dead.
Oh, the homie gone, bro. Hey, yo, rest in peace, my boy. Free my boy, bro. Rest in peace.
So, moving on.
Moving on from the
We're
past
gonna take
such a
Loki
drama.
and Sylvie to the Timekeepers because the Timekeepers want to see Loki and Sylvie prune. But then,
They're like, "Hey, yo, perfect."
they're like, "Oh heck no, we're not gonna get pruned," and so Hunter B15 helps them out because Sylvie showed her, you're a variant from the sacred timeline. So Hunter B15 helps out. We get a little fight scene, but
That was
then we
cool.
find out that the Timekeepers aren't real.
They ain't even there, bro. They on vacation or something. They weren't even there, man. Man, what the hell? That was it. That was all that happened.
And then we see Loki and Sylvie get a little moment, but Loki
And then
gets
Loki
pruned.
dies. He dies. No,
What?
He dies. No way. I don't believe it, boys. Hit the subscribe button if you also thought that Loki died. LOL.
Yeah. And then we get the end credit scene, and basically it looks like an album cover.
Yep. And you know what? We'll take it.
Yeah. I mean, it looks pretty cool as an album
Pretty
cover.
cool, man. Yeah, man. We should steal that. We'll steal it for the album. Don't worry, guys. Butterfly is officially now just a Loki album cover. Marvel hire us.
And so you think, from what it sounds like, this would be a slow episode, but no, I felt like it was
it's
pretty much paced.
Yeah, it felt very well paced this episode. I feel like it had everything it needed to do. Like it did its job.
It did its job.
And now, I think we should take a break in like the episode format. I think we've had a big episode literally called The Nexus Event. What could they possibly journey into mystery? We meet every Loki variant. Oh my god, guys, this episode is literally insane. Remember that end credit scene we were talking about? There was 3 more Lokis, and you're like, what the hell? What are we supposed to do with this knowledge? They don't tell us for like another couple days, and then they're like, all right, yeah, this is Kid Loki. He killed Thor. This is Boastful Loki. He probably killed Thanos. Probably not. He probably just made his own hammer and tried to be cool. Probably all that happened, to be honest. What else? Classic Loki. He survived Thanos. By the way, that was a direct call to like people who made theories on what happened at the end of Endgame or Infinity War. Or not at the end. What happened to Loki in that movie? And then we're like, all right, these are cool. What's their backstories? We learn them, and we're like, oh my god, these people are cool. Why do we have this Loki? Let's get these guys. And we're like, but you know what? They won't get any cooler. Kid Loki gets thrown away very quickly for being the guy who caused this Nexus event. Like, I don't know. Was that just me, guys? Or like, I feel like he got thrown away. They were kind of like, oh, you killed Thor? Cool. Anyways, both Loki. Like,
alright, bye.
Yeah, like, oh man, we could have really gone off of that, huh, guys? But no, I guess we're just gonna move on and pretend that he just didn't kill him. But yeah, that kind of just pissed me off. But then we get classic Loki, and it just makes up for everything. So they're like, all right, let's head to the base where we're safe from. Safe from what? This giant purple dragon. And I'm like, wait a minute. Now hold on. Actually, we'll get into King later. I'll point out every single reference that was told, because this episode actually has a way more than you think. So we get into this like little dungeon place, and we're like, man, what could possibly go wrong? President Loki's supposed to show up. When are you gonna show up? Hey guys, this is my place now. God damn it! And then boastful Loki throws them out because he's like, hey, we're not cool anymore, and my character doesn't have enough plot to move forward in the series. So they're like, man, we're leaving you behind, and so they leave him behind. And then they go on and they're like, man, we'll help you kill Elias. Why not?
We'll help you kill Elias. No,
we're all gonna die.
It's more like we'll help you get to Elias.
We'll help you get to him. We're not gonna deliberately be there, except for one person. And I'm just gonna say it now, guys. Before I get into Sylvia Mobius, classic Loki, the actual GOAT of the series. Like, what a god of a character to literally throw his life so that Loki can have happiness. Good for him, man. Bring him back. Hashtag bring classic Loki back for season 2. We probably won't get him back, which is very sad.
He dies.
He did die, but I mean, you never know. He could have became rubble. He could have became rubble behind him. He did it once. He'll do it again. But yeah, Sylvie and Mobius. I don't know why Mobius is there. I mean, he's there, so like
Mobius got pruned.
yeah, but like, is he a Loki variant, or is it just more variants of Loki get pruned than like the average human?
No, like the whole area that they're in is called the Void. That's where all the
Yeah.
pruned variants go.
Why are there so many Lokis?
I don't know. We
We never
like,
get an answer to that.
like we hear that this place is like, hey, this is where all the variants that we prune go to, but we barely see any variants other than Loki variants.
We're like, damn, we saw like 8 people get pruned in the show, and you're trying to tell me that like only Lokis are here? That's sad, man. Like, feels bad.
Kind of weird.
Kind of weird, man. Kind of cringe. What else happens in this episode? Mobius drives a car. The closest thing, yeah, Ka-chow. He does a Ka-chow moment. I feel like this wasn't deliberately a Cars reference, but guys, hear me out, right? It's a Cars reference.
It's a Cars reference.
It has to be. It has to be. If it isn't, then I think that you know, Disney knows what they're doing. You know, they know what they're trying to do. Are we gonna fall for it? Yep. I'm definitely falling for it. But yeah, that happens. They're like, all right, let's go kill him. Kid Loki gives him a sword. Sylvie's like, I am a chant him. Mobius is like, yeah, she's gonna chant him. Loki's like, how do we even know that's gonna work? All right, here we go. They go. They're like, we can't do this no more. And then classic Loki becomes the absolute GOAT and makes an entirety of Asgard as his final moments in life. Good for him, man. I wanted to go out just like him. You think I could do that? You think I could pull that off? I could pull that off. I could do that.
And with the help of classic Loki, Loki and Sylvie get to enchant Eliath, and
they make it to episode 6.
Opens up a gateway to a citadel.
They make it to episode 6. That's how I put it, guys.
For
just
all
make it to
time, always.
Which is a reference to the 1984 song. I'm kidding. Nah, it's obviously a reference to the show, guys. Come on. But yeah, what a finisher. What a way to end off the series. Just absolutely beautiful.
So for all time, always, episode 6. Throughout the episode, we get to see Loki and Sylvie, you know, trying to see who this mysterious person in charge of the whole sacred timeline is. We get a little jump scare from Miss Minutes. I was scared.
I got scared, guys. I literally just did. I had to switch my pants in between the episode.
Yeah.
I'm wearing completely different pants now, guys. I'm sorry.
and so like Miss Minutes is like, you're gonna meet like he who remains, and like King. Question mark.
King? I mean, it's cool that they said the name, but like
it's got to be King, right?
It's gotta be King, right? And then we see him, and we're like, wait a minute, hold on. And boys, I can confirm. I in fact looked up the actor. That was King. He also calls himself a conqueror. Get over yourselves. It's the answer.
It's King.
God, weirdos. All right, continue.
And so we got to see King, and then we're back on the TVA. You know, Ravonna has an interaction with Mobius, like I can't let you do this. We gotta do our purpose as the TVA. But then, you know, she doesn't prune Mobius again. She rather just, you know, uses a TemPad and goes somewhere else. We actually don't get to see her for the rest of the episode. So,
yeah, so we'll probably just see her in season 2, hopefully. We'll see if she's on an adventure.
And so we go back to Loki and Sylvie having their talk with King the Conqueror. A massive scene where King goes throughout this whole talk of like, and so, you know, I'm getting kind of old. I need new people in charge.
I'm depressed, man. I don't want to do the
timeline. And you know, it's time. You know, it's time for me to die. And so Loki thinks that he's lying, and with his death, it's gonna cause much more danger, like the multiversal war, in which does actually happen. It was first explained in a TVA that there was a war. But with how King explained it, there was a multiversal war because variants of himself, you know, wanted
to conquer.
Wanted to conquer all the timelines and universes. And so that happens, but then that variant of King that explains the story, you know, he puts together the sacred timeline and stop the multiversal war.
For him, proud of him.
Proud of him. But then, and so Loki does not want to kill Kang, but Sylvie does. She's trying to get her justice. She's trying to give people free will, and
America.
And so we got this little fight between Loki and Sylvie. Loki is trying to insist of not trying to kill Kang, and so they stop at one moment.
Beautiful.
Very
it's very beautiful. And
Tom Hiddleston, such a great actor,
such a beautiful man.
Such a beautiful man. And then incest. No.
Oh, god damn it. Guys, we really don't know what it is. Is it like what are they? Is it like weird to watch it? Is it like incorrect? Should we not be watching it? Like I don't know if I should be looking at it or looking away, but it's Tom Hiddleston, so I don't know.
Loki and Sylvie do kiss in the scene, and so like, you know, I really didn't think that they were going to, but you know, they did.
And Tom Hiddleston was like, "Let's go, boys, pog."
Pog.
He literally pogged in that moment. But then he also got thrown away.
He got thrown away. Sylvie pushes him back into a tempad portal with the help of a little device from Kang. And so Loki's back at the TVA. Yeah, he has another little moment. He doesn't say anything, so he has this little moment in silence. But then Sylvie. Well, it's still technically Loki, but Sylvie kills Kang in a very quick moment. Kang is just like,
do it. Dead. And Kang excites me because Kang is definitely our next Loki, or like next crazed ruler, and I'm so excited. He's not gonna be another Thanos where he's like, oh yeah, I would kill the world because of enslavement. He's like, this guy's gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna conquer your world now. Thank you. That's it.
Thank you. And so in the background, we do see the sacred timeline breaking apart, a bunch of branches, you know, and then other timelines branching from branches. It's gonna get crazy. A whole multiverse.
It's gonna go into madness.
And so in the final scene, we got to see Loki find Mobius and Hunter B-15. And then Loki's trying to tell them, we did something wrong. But then Mobius and Hunter B-15 are like, who are you?
Who are you? What's your tag, man?
What you talking about?
And Loki's like,
finds out there's a big Kang the Conqueror statue at the middle of the TVA.
And yes, it's Kang, guys. If you go to the comics and look at the art for Kang, that is literally just Kang. We are not insane. It is literally Kang. This isn't a Mephisto. I repeat, this is not a Mephisto. Very hypocritical.
And then the episode just ends like that.
That's it. It feels like the end to an episode, not a season. It's insane. It's insane how well produced this show is.
Because guess what happens? There's no post-credit scene. Rather, just a little moment of you know, just a piece of paper. Then we see a stamp. Loki will return for season 2.
And then everybody screams and claps.
Exactly.
Beautiful.
And that's season 1 of the Loki series. Not the end of the series.
At the end. It's not over, boys.
The end of season 1.
No need to cry, boys. This isn't Zendaya Tom Holland. Don't worry. No need to There's no need to cry.
Okay, man.
Hey, man. Look, all I'm saying is, the only W from them being together is that us 5'8" boys, we got a chance. So head up, Kings. That's Loki. Wow.
And you know, it was a really good finale. It was so paced, really great, and it just builds up, but then you don't know where it's gonna go because we end on a massive cliffhanger because we're getting season 2.
You say cliffhanger a lot.
At the same time, it's still setting up the future of the MCU, like the multiverse, like that's probably hinting at Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness.
Spider-Man.
And then we also get to see a
Popcorn.
little bit of origin of Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah.
And he's gonna appear in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. And
Yeah.
we do know that Spider-Man No Way Home and WandaVision are connected to Doctor Strange and Multiverse of Madness. So
Yeah.
that's more stuff that's been set up.
Yeah.
You know that we're gonna see this series continue with season 2. And I'm perfectly fine with this finale. It is way better than WandaVision's and the Falcon and Winter Soldiers.
Guys, all we're saying is Marvel just needs to Marvel needs to look at Loki and go, alright, let's do this like 8 times over. Alright? Alright, studio? Can we do this over and over? And the studio's like, hey man, can we talk to you for a minute? And they're like, shit, what do we do? He's like, look, we can't do this again. And they're like, why? And they're like, it was too good. I don't know how we're supposed to follow this up. And that's the end of Loki. they couldn't figure out a good way to end the show. So that's all.
They just couldn't find a good way to end it, so they just wanted to do a season 2.
Yeah, they were like, you know what? Let's just make another season. But we were supposed to only have one season. Just show Kevin Feige and see what he thinks. Kevin Feige's just like, wow, this is really good. You guys want a season 2? Actually, we came in to ask about that. Yeah, you guys get 3 seasons actually, but don't tell anybody I told you that.
Overall, this show is pretty good. It's way better than WandaVision and the Falcon and Winter Soldier. Mainly in the writing department of the show. Episode 3 was a bit of a slow one, but at least there's some interesting interaction between Loki and Sylvie, which builds their relationship going forward.
Yeah, I think that this show managed to be the best thing to come out of Marvel in the last couple years, besides Endgame and stuff like that. Purely due to the creative freedom that was taken with the show. You could tell there was so much heart that was put into this due to there was just freedom. For once in a show, there was freedom. They got to do whatever they want. They got to take obscure references. Hell, they got Throg and Thanos copter in one episode. No other show will let you take a deeper dive than that. So I think just this show on its own is amazing. But in the grand scheme of Marvel, it manages to be one of the greatest stories told in the last couple years. Because let's be honest, Marvel's been kind of on a drought. But hopefully things in the future change that. With Loki Season 2, Shang-Chi coming very soon, Spider-Man No Way Home coming super soon, and Black Widow happening.
I'll go over that in a sec, but overall, I give the show a 9 out of 10. I really like the show.
Yep. Dare I say 9.5?
Ooh, critical.
Dare I say that? I know. It's a very big score for a Marvel thing in the last couple years because wow.
All right, so let's go over again of this big Marvel year that we've had so far. And so Black Widow just released a couple of days ago, and it's okay if you see my review from Wednesday. Yeah.
Guys, go to my Twitter to see my review. I post everything on my Twitter. Please link my Twitter.
Follow Togurt on Twitter. With everything else coming up, and so we got the What If series, in which we got the trailer a couple of days ago. It'll be released August 11th and we'll be getting 10 episodes.
Oh, good. Very excited for that.
And don't forget, we're still getting Miss Marvel series, and we're getting the Hawkeye series in late 2021. But let me just quickly go over the films that we're gonna have this year. So we still got Shang-Chi and the Legend of 10 Rings, September 3rd.
Yeah.
And then we're getting the Eternals, November.
Oh my god, that's a movie. I forgot.
Yeah.
That's still coming out.
Yeah. Wow. And we got Spider-Man No Way Home, December 17th. And so there's a little gap between Shang-Chi and the Legend of 10 Rings, September 3rd, and Eternals, November 5th. So I'm pretty sure we'll be either getting Miss Marvel or Hawkeye in October.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Black Widow kind of, it's kind of a spoiler a bit. But Black Widow kind of showed that Hawkeye could be happening super soon because we kind of know a little synopsis on what might be happening.
Mm-hmm. And so far, Loki has been the best thing. So far, this has been the best thing for Marvel this year.
Yup.
Maybe even previous years, but nothing could top the experience we all had for Endgame. So,
True.
but that's gonna be the end of our Four Aces commentary episode. We hope you guys enjoyed. Check out the Black Widow movie review that I posted on Wednesday. I have a single coming out soon. It's called Medic. It could be pre-saved, pre-ordered on Spotify, Apple Music. The link is down in the description. And don't forget to follow Togurt on Twitter, Twitch.
Yo.
I'll be linking his stuff below.
Go follow them. They're really fun. I stream
I
a
also
lot.
have my own Instagram and Twitter, so you go follow that as well.
Yo.
But leave a like, comment, subscribe for more content. We got a lot more reviews coming up and skits and music. Pre-save Medic, please.
Do it. It's good. I listened to it.
It's pretty good. I think so anyways.
Yeah.
And share with your friends, you goons. All right.
Yeah, be cool.
And that is all.
Bye, guys. Bye, guys. See you next time.
That's better.